paving. The base has already been prepared, so we've dug down to firm bearing subsoil. We've removed the vegetable topsoil because that obviously is not very good at bearing a load. So that's gone to one side, and now we've just consolidated the base. Okay, it could be 40mm to dust, it could be sandy ballast in the base. And now we're ready to lay our block paviers. First of all, we've got to set some lines. I've just run the string around the brick and put another brick on top to get it tight. I need to check that I'm 90 degrees to my edging here, this concrete edging, so that's not looking too bad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come a metre away, and I'm going to allow a little bit extra because sometimes when you're laying blocks, some are a bit bigger than others, okay, some are a bit bigger than others. So you always allow a little bit extra. I'm allowing about 5mm over that distance. Now I've got to obviously I've got to put the line right this end, so I don't know whether that's at the right height or not. So I'm going to need a spirit level. That's great. And so we'll just have a look. This looks lower to me, and it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to beef that up a little bit. That's got to come up about 1.5 centimetres to make it the same height. So that's the same height. It's a little bit higher, so we'll just move that a little bit. Okay, and that's at the same height now. So I need to check the measurements again. Again, I'm looking for just about 100 centimetres and just an extra 5mm just to make sure that the blocks will fit in. I don't want to be cutting blocks, little slithers on blocks. So that's fine. Just recheck this one. And that's fine. So we're ready to go now, so we'll just make sure that that is square, should be square. That's not looking too bad at all. Okay, the next step is to lay the edgings. So this has been wackered, and when we lay the edgings we're going to use a 5:1 or a 6:1 10mm ballast to 1 of cement, okay? And that's the mix. This is a demo mix, so that hasn't got quite the cement content, but that'll be fine for what we're doing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use a spade because a spade is about the right width of a block pavier, so it's quite handy. So you know when you're laying it, you've got the right width, and I'm going to lay them just inside that line. Okay. So here we go. We'll just put the mix in. And just throw that in. I'm going to just put a few shovelfuls in there. A little bit more just in there, just rub that in. And what I'm going to do in a minute is just check that to see whether it's anywhere near right, okay? So I'm just going to now put my gloves on. Unfortunately, block paviers are very sharp and you can cut your fingers, and if you're handling cement, or you shouldn't be handling cement, but if you do get cement on your hands, it'll really cut hard and you'll get nasty burns. So I'm just going to lay that on top, and at the moment, if I put that block in, I'd have to knock it down about 1 centimetre. Now, obviously I don't want to be thumping blocks around because that's going to take time. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my trowel, just sort of ease that back a little bit. Okay, so pull that back a little bit. And now let's try again with my block pavier. Now with your block, it's important to slide it down whatever you're putting it up to. So I'm sliding it down tight to that edging. Get it parallel with the edging I'm going to do, and I'm going to tap it down into position. Now this mix that we're using, the 5:1, is a very dryish mix. It just about holds together. If you have it too wet, they're going to go floating up and down. Okay, so you've got to get that consistency just right. And you can see I only just touched that block a couple of times. Let's do it again. Get the block parallel to the other one, so it's parallel along there. And all I've got to do, tap it down to the line, okay? And away we go again. Get it parallel. It's just a couple of bits higher. You do need to be knocking it down a bit, otherwise, you know, it's got a good bite to the concrete underneath. So I'm just going to tap them down. And once you get in the swing of it and you get the heights right, you can actually get this done quite quickly. Now what I do need to do, I just need to have a quick look across the other way. Ryan, if you can pass me the, that's right, the spirit level there, that little spirit level. That's lovely. We'll just have a look and make sure that we're running. That's fine, that's all level. So about every third one, just make sure that you are laying them level. Another thing you need to do is make sure that the chamfer is on the top. Some people lay them upside down. It's easy to do that. Okay, so we'll pop that in. Okay, away we go. Working away down this side. That's a little bit low. I didn't have to knock it in. So what I'm going to do there, I'm just going to get a little bit of mix. Throw that back in there, just so I am knocking them down. So that one now, I have actually got to do a bit of work to that to knock it down to the line. So the line is really my main sort of guide to laying the block. So I'll just go to here on this run, and then we'll have a look on the other side. Now when it comes to actually finishing off the concrete here, it would be a big problem if I left this concrete in, because obviously when I come to actually put the blocks in, you won't get them down. So it's very important that you strike off the concrete so that the blocks will go down. You can recycle that, you can throw that round the back. Okay, so just pop that round the back of the blocks. Okay, and spread that in. And then what I'm going to do is to haunch the back up. And to haunch the back, I'm just going to use, I'm actually going to use a gauging trowel, but you can get a bit more accuracy with this. Come about 2/3 up the back of the blocks, and then that's going to stop the sideways movement. So you cut nice and flush on the inside, about 2/3 up on the back, and that will make that nice and solid on that side. Okay, cut. As obviously I've done the two sides, we need to link up the two areas. What I'm going to do is to use the heights of the blocks, and I'm going to make up what's called a tingle plate, which I'm just going to show you what a tingle plate actually is. Okay, I'm just going to put the string sort of coming across here round a brick. And then we'll just trap that. And then what I'm going to do is to put a piece of paper around the string. Okay. And then we'll put a brick on top of that. Okay, that's so the string line is going to pass through there. And then it's going to come over here. I'll wrap it round another brick over here to get the tension on. And then I'm going to put another little tingle plate, wrapping the paper around the string with a brick just to hold that in position, or a block paving to hold that in position. Just got to get that set right. So that's running just off the edge of that one, and it's running to this one. Just got to get this one down a bit. So now that's going to give me a guide to where I'm going to lay the blocks. That's going to give me my height. Okay, so I now need to just pop my gloves back on, stop my hands getting cut, and we're ready to lay the next set of block paving. So what I'm going to do is start here in line with that, and we'll tap that one into the line. What you can do, some people like to use a straight edge to find any slight variations in the block paving, so a good straight edge can be used for that. Okay. Obviously you'd wait for the edgings, the concrete, to go off, so they've been haunched well, and now you're ready to fill the middle.